Hey, everybody. Welcome to Common Comic Covers, issue 35, an appreciation podcast for non-key comics. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Andy. What do you do with your hands when you're talking to people? I don't know. What do you do with your hands? Like,
put them in that's why you wear pockets.
Yeah,
you have to change out of your sweatpants, bud.
My sweatpants have pockets.
Fair point.
It's my underwear that don't have Okay.
Oh boy, our kids are watching this. Speaking of which, I remember one time I was telling my kids this the other day. My sister made me a pair of shorts. Speaking of pockets, and it only had one pocket. And so, depending on the day,
the back pocket, right?
No, it was just a side pocket, but it would rotate around. Sometimes when I wore them, it was my left pocket. Some days when I wore them, it was my right pocket. You know, when you're 11, you have that kind of freedom with your wardrobe. But that, Andy, has nothing to do with comic books. It's July. It is prime comic book season. I don't know.
No, it's the opposite. It's like the lulls.
Yeah, and eBay is great. It's a buyer's market right now. I love it.
Yeah, it is.
Anywhere you go, it's kind of a buyer's market. Yeah. But speaking of markets,
you have to have money to buy it. That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Where I go hunting, you don't need money. You don't need money. You just need quarters. All right, Andy, what is your common cover this week? Let's get going, because I don't think this is going to go anywhere good if we get off script here.
Okay, so I showed you the cover, but it's
you showed me. You haven't shown the viewers yet. And speaking of which, the viewers, make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And,
this is a. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a plea. Like, if we get to 100 subscribers, my wife will let me upgrade my computer to edit video, which may not improve the quality of the show, but yeah. So this is my number one book today. This is my common cover. It's not common in the way that, like, it's not beautiful. It's just it's not a really expensive book. You can buy it online for as cheap as $30. I found it in Spokane visiting Jeremy. I think probably for $10, $12. What this is, it's EERIE Comics number 5 from September of 1966. There's a lot of cool things about it. I'll talk about the interior first. Al Williamson, Steve Ditko, Gene Colan, Joe Orlando, all do art inside of it. Excuse me. Archie Goodwin does the stories, and Frank Frazetta does the cover. And this is just a super cool dinosaur. And I can't let my son see this book because I don't think it'd survive, because he loves dinosaurs right now. But it's such a cool book. It's not one of his more iconic covers, but like, it's still fantastic. And you don't let Lewis, I mean your son, you don't let him read your books? I mean, not the ones that I want. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I did go to the comic book store 2 days ago, and he picked out 2 books, and one is more the shape of a ball now than a flat, and then he has he just hasn't figured out. I bought him a Ninja Turtle book, and he hasn't really read that one yet. So read that one. But the other one had a dinosaur on the cover, so he although the dinosaur is not really in the book very much, so it's kind of disappointing. But what is your common cover, Jeremy?
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Andy. And this is actually a recent find. This would be something I found, I think it was last week or something, in a dollar bin, nonetheless. But it was a great little treasure hunt. This is Harbinger number 8. This is a Frank Miller cover. This is a Jim Shooter. It's even got the guy on there from Sin City.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
He's right there.
Marv. Is that Marv?
Yeah, it's Marv.
I almost did a Frank Miller cover today too. That's so funny.
That'd have been great. You know, it's what I don't collect Harbinger.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about it, but like I said, I was going through the dollar bin. I was like, oh, that's a kind of a cool color, and then cover, and then I saw the FM 92 down there, and I was like, oh, well, that's Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I pay $1 for this? And it's in great condition. Like, I don't know, it's good. A little dirty there. It's a 6.0.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, it's worth at least $5.
That's right. It's a huge return on investment right there for your
So 1992, fun 90s
Yeah.
comic book. It's Valiant is who did it. And it's funny, there's a bunch
Yeah.
of like some of the characters in this book are like the Man of Solar, Adam the Man of Solar. So I'm getting that Magnus Robot Fighter. So there's like some old Gold Key characters in here, which if you have watched at least one other episode of comic covers, you know Gold Key is speaking my language, certain Gold Key. I'm good without the Three Stooges comic books or any of the TV shows. But anyway,
what about
cool stuff.
the Star Trek Wars?
No. I mean, I'm not a big certain ones, like certain comics I do like the TV show, or certain TV shows I don't mind the comics, but Gold Key like went crazy on Disney shows and but some of the I'm gonna take us on a tour another time of some good Gold Key. So be looking for that episode. Andy, what's in your inbox this week?
Okay, so this is actually I picked these up just recently, and I've been collecting the Bruce Timm, and these are the all crime comics, and these go for $45 ish. And there was a seller on eBay who just had a bunch of them, like lots of them. And so I got all three of these for $60, which is fantastic. I love, like, it's such a pre-code horror, there's a Beyond cover where it's a stewardess talking to the pilots in there, and they're just skeletons. It's a very homage of that, actually. I just realized.
No, hold that one back up. It's such a unique cover where the two, she's in like an airplane, right?
Yeah, this is the airplane pilot, and she's the stewardess.
The two airplane pilots are drawn with detail, like any artist would draw them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then the main character right in the middle is very kind of that Bruce Timm cartoony. Not to, cartoony is not a great way to explain comic book art, but for lack of a better term right now, it's kind of interesting, the contrast there, where she's kind of that cartoony style, and then they're more of the realistic style. That's my only point. It's
And you're talking about it now, and I'm like, it's a very washed out, like they have the gray tone covers of the 60s and Golden Age War covers, and it's very evocative of that too.
That's a good way to put it. It's very it's very I would say it's even pre-code kind of style.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a great cover. I mean, this is issue 2, volume number 2, and that came out in 2013. This is number 1. Just the I'm not, like, I love that, like, it's a beat up, tattered looking cover. It's not, these are perfect copies. And it's just like a romance novel cover almost, or like
it's very the word just left, pulp.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yep. In fact, the beat upness of it, maybe kind of has that same. And this is I don't know what this is like at all, actually. This isn't evoke.
It's a little disturbing.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right, anyways.
Great books. Bruce Timm. I think I'm gonna pause on Bruce Timm collecting for a while, just because I think unless I find some scorers out there, I think I'm
Feeling pretty good about it.
tapping out of like the really great covers that are affordable right now. But yeah. What about you? What's in your inbox?
There it is. Good job. Nice
Yeah.
job. I was mouthing.
I thought that you were saying something else to me. Filthy.
No, how dare you? Again, you and I are very different in how we collect comic books.
Not at all.
So my inbox are some more dollar bin finds.
Great.
I'll go quick. They're just kind of fun. Let me see. Let me do this one first. Sorry, this was a $2. So I'm grabbing. I'm kind of snagging every alias that I find.
Cool. Yeah.
$2. Alias number 13. Nothing special about it other than it's in the run, and I like the run.
Yeah. That's David Mack cover still, right? I think he does all of them. Right?
He does all of them.
Yeah.
I grabbed these. They're kind of ridiculous. I think we were talking about them because I showed Wild Thing a few weeks ago. I showed Spider Girl, the Marvel Comics 2 that came out in the late 90s. So I found J2 number 1. And
Juggernaut.
J2 number 2. It's Juggernaut's son. This is the variant cover. It's actually a really cool cover. They're really similar. They're both Ron Lim. I love Ron Lim. Ron Lim did Silver Surfer. I love his run on Silver Surfer. But it's like got these really cool old comic book pages in the background. Yeah, anyway, kind of dumb, but I don't know. I just thought they were kind of cool at the same time. And then $1. I mean, they're just giving this away. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 5.
Oh, yeah.
It's barely hanging on.
Yeah.
But it's $1.
Yeah.
You can't leave this in the bin.
Oh, you cut it up and put it on your walls.
No, this is going in. So I have a huge Power Man Iron Fist run.
That's great.
And so it goes from Luke Cage, it turns into
Power Man and Iron Fist. Yeah.
So that's in my inbox. Andy, you're going to take us on a tour.
I am.
I'm going to close my eyes. Well, no, I'm not going to. No,
Okay.
I shouldn't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's a visual medium.
I like that sometimes I say things and it totally throws you off. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. He asked me a question, then he kept talking. And I don't. How do I handle it? It's kind of like how you talk to people, what you do with your hands.
What do you do with your hands? Yeah. I just hold different Post-its now. I hope this is entertaining to somebody. So, it's to me at least it is. Okay, this is Hawkeye Kate Bishop, and I really liked the Hawkeye TV show on Disney Plus, and I became a fan of Kate Bishop in there, and I read these, and it was a fun book. These are cool stories.
Did those come out after the show or before the show?
After the show, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't remember when the show came out, but pretty sure it was after. So this
it either came out a year ago or 20 years ago. I'm at the age where
you don't know. Yeah.
No, I know it either came out a year ago or 20 years ago.
It didn't come out a year ago. It didn't come out 20 years ago. I think you're wrong. But yeah, these books came out in 2022. So, and then I ended up getting I bought this one in a comic book store, liked it. And then, as life goes on and you can't go to a comic book store for a long time. So then I ended up having to secure the rest of them on a cheap eBay lot. And so I got a bunch of ended up getting this one. It was number 1, but a variant cover. Number 1, a variant cover.
Andy.
Yeah.
The first episode was 2021. November of 2021. November 2021.
Okay, you realize that the
what year is it right now?
2024. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. So this is Hawkeye number 2 and Hawkeye number 2 again. Anyway, they're a great run. It's only five books.
How many do you have of each one?
I think I have 2 of each at least.
Oh, do you have you have variants?
I have one of 5.
Wait. With the no pineapple?
Yeah, the pizza dog, don't eat pineapple. You're not supposed to eat pineapple, pizza dog.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cute variant cover. Yeah, these are all so great story, great art. Enjoyed them, and they're very cheap. You can probably get them in your dollar bins.
I
If
can't
you
wait.
order them online, you can spend up to cover price on them. You know, I think it's So I highly recommend it to check them out if you haven't read them yet. Have you read them?
No, but I too am a fan of the show.
Yeah, this is like it's.
But I think the show was based off of the Matt Fraction Hawkeye, if I'm right. Yeah.
Yes, 100%, and that was great too.
It was. I read that.
Yeah.
Well, I read number 1. The trade.
Oh yeah, I ended up buying all the graphic novels digitally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But yeah. And I got the Usagi Yojimbo graphic novels as well, so I could start reading them. So yeah. What's your tour? Do you have a tour this week?
I do. I'm excited.
Okay. Oh, good. I love excitement.
Well, you're gonna, sit back a little bit on this one. And let me just preface, not literally. Let me preface. Comic book collecting is fun.
Okay.
But as with any hobby, as with any kind of thing, there's what am I looking for? There's not a spirituality, but there's I don't know. There's just something about it. And that's what my tour is today. So setting it up.
Wow.
I was listening. I was driving to work, and I still have to work the last 2 weeks of June, and my kids don't. So I usually bring them in. So anyway, we're listening to a podcast, a great podcast. I would tell you the name of it, but I cannot remember. But they do a lot of history of comic book stuff.
Oh, cool.
And they had a 2-part interview with Trina Robbins, who has since passed away. But Trina Robbins, if you know,
she did Vampirella, right? That was the.
I don't believe so. No, that would be not something she would do. She was a feminist. She was early in the.
She designed her costume.
60s or 70s, maybe. Yeah. I don't know everything about Trina Robbins, but she was really in like underground comics and independent comics, and did a ton of writing. Anyway, so we were listening to this interview, and it was great. And she is ornery, and like the 2 interviewers, like she's correcting them, and it was great. If you want to know, say something in the comments, and I'll try to look it up on what podcast I was listening to. Anyway, my daughter, who kind of likes comic books, and I want her to see herself in the hobby and in comic books, and not on Bruce Timm covers necessarily.
Okay.
That was mean. Sorry.
So, just
edit that out.
No, I want people to know you.
So mean. He's really mean. Anyway, so Trina Robbins is talking about this book that she wrote about evil goddesses. And of course, my daughter's like, I want that book.
Oh.
And so I was looking on like Key Collector, like what books has Trina Robbins written? And really like nothing that's not underground, except for in 1986, she did a 4-issue miniseries of Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Yeah. And with Kurt Busiek is the writer, which is great.
Early Kurt Busiek.
Yeah, early Kurt Busiek. And Trina Robbins did the covers and all the art on the inside. And so I went onto eBay, and they're like, for the 4 of them, $30. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Then last Saturday, we decided early in the, just in the morning, like, hey, let's drive to Wallace, Idaho. Wallace, Idaho is like an hour or so, hour 20 away from us right here. Sure, let's do it. So we go there, we eat some lunch, and we go to this like antique store that has a million things. And of course, my daughter goes, Dad, you can't go upstairs, which means
There's comic books.
There's comic books. So I go up there, and there's, oh gosh, 40 long boxes of comic books.
Wow.
And everything is $2, and they're barely in alphabetical order. And I know,
That's good.
You know, those times like I have less than 5 minutes to go through these comic books.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of looking, and I stumble onto Wonder Woman. I'm like, oh, let me look through these. There's some cool Adam Hughes Wonder Womans. You never know. I had these on my mind, and I found for $2 each, number 1 and number 2 of the Trina Robbins Wonder Woman.
Okay, show them really.
Yeah. So here's number 1. And Trina Robbins, she taught herself to draw by originally doing like paper dolls. So she would make her own paper dolls and make her own clothes. And so when you look at her style, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's a very paper doll kind of almost two-dimensional. I know, it's two-dimensional, but you get what I'm saying.
It has a very golden age vibe to it too.
It does. Cool. And then I found number 2 by her. And that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes with the comic books, you will to find them. It's, of course you can go on eBay and buy whatever the heck you want. But for me, and I think that's me too, it's again, there's like, I like to not spend all my spending money on eBay because I like to go to the antique store in Wallace, Idaho, and be like, "Cool, I'm gonna buy these. These are cool."
Yeah.
I love the finding things in the wild that I wasn't necessarily looking for, but in that case, so Trina Robbins, Wonder Woman miniseries, really cool story, really cool lady, truly like a who's who in comic book world. But not like DC Marvel kind of who's who.
Yeah. I read about her and did some research on her when I did the episode with the Vampirella #1, the reprint, because she was.
I think you're right. Actually, I think she did do a variant, maybe, or did she just design something?
She helped create Vampirella. Yeah, because Vampirella was underground.
Really?
Her and Frazetta. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
cool.
It's cool. Yeah,
I believe you.
I was like, when you said the name, I was like, oh yeah, I know. I've learned about that person because of this show.
yeah. No, so check out Trina Robbins. I think her stuff isn't hard to find. She's written a bunch of books as well, but she has some comic books that I think I like the history of comic books, and I just like the odd kind of facts. So she's cool.
Well, and she like passed away like in between when we recorded the episode or when I was researching the episode or when it came out.
Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you, Jeremy.
Yes.
Would you rather have this book?
Okay. What printing is it?
It doesn't matter. Does it matter? Or would you rather have this book? They're all the same price, so. Yeah.
I mean, are they even, if there's a 9.0 Wolverine?
There's actually a 10.0 exists of Wolverine.
What would the Ninja Turtles have to be?
If it's a third print, probably like it could be like probably an 8.
Okay.
Probably if you get a 9.9 or a 10 of that, it's going to be a couple thousand, maybe 15,000. I don't know. It's going to be expensive.
Okay, so if we're talking the different prints and stuff like that, I think I'm still going Ninja Turtles. I love Wolverine. I have this book and it's great. Chris Claremont wrote it. It's a good story. It's 4 issues, but I don't know, man. Again, just the Ninja Turtles have the cool factor on how they got started. And I read, it's kind of fun, in the Ultimate Ninja Turtle books that came out 10, 15 years ago.
IDW ones.
Yeah. Before every issue, Laird and Eastman kind of talk about like what they were doing and what was happening at that time. And it's really interesting just to kind of hear. And I think by like issue, oh man, I'm going to get this wrong. Somewhere early in the run, they like stopped talking to each other.
Oh no.
And they would just rotate like, okay, this is my issue. And then they would just go back and forth like that. And they worked a little bit together, but they like stopped working together.
Oh,
I know that's well documented.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, those are fun reads, but it's fun to kind of read those. So anyway, it's cool kind of knowing all that and just the work that went into and just the sheer luck of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. And they did it felt like they just hit it right at the right time. Yeah. So I won't talk about this now. But yeah, Ninja Turtles. I'm going
Ninja Turtles. So I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in conversation today.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry if I'm boring you.
I mean, I sign up for it every week.
That's my guest.
As your guest. Yeah, that's right. I thought you were gonna say that you sound like my wife, but anyways, because she gets bored. Okay, anyways. I'll edit that out because I don't want people to think I'm mean.
Yeah. Can you change it so it sounds like me that says it?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the change up.
All right, what are you going with? You going with Wolverine and Ninja Turtles third printing?
Oh, I'm doing Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I like the Ninja Turtles a good amount. So, and Wolverine, like, I actually don't like this. I'm kind of in between on this cover. I don't think it's the best cover. So, yeah, I think the Ninja Turtle cover is way better too.
His right hand, his Wolverine hand, it looks weird. Like it looks flat.
Like, yeah. It's weird. Yeah, maybe it could be because his claws are coming out. Maybe it makes his hand uncomfortable. I've seen better.
It looks like he's got small hands in that one.
I like long claws, but yeah, I do like his face. Like his face is great, and his left hand is great. It's his right hand. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not to disparage.
No, that's iconic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it. Please comment, like, subscribe, tell us why Wolverine is actually a much better cover than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 is. You're wrong, but please tell us. And I won't be upset about it. I'll reply and I'll say, you're right. I'm silly.
Okay.
All done?
You're done.
No, let me keep talking. Pontificating. Okay, and as Ringo Starr says, peace, love.